Ooh. Oh my goodness! Ah! No! Hey, welcome back to RetroTour. Thanks for joining us again. So, where we left off last time, I was just about to start the last level of the special world. Funky. Now, after completing this level, something big happens. And you might already know what happens, but it's a little bit of a shock if you haven't seen it before. So, let's see if I can beat Funky. Now, it has been a day or two since my last... Oh my goodness. Since my last play here. So, I'm gonna have to kind of get refreshed. What? How the heck am I supposed to get Yoshi up there? Okay, so I'm gonna have to kind of refresh myself on a couple of things. You know what? I bet that's how I was supposed to do it. So I'm gonna have to kind of refresh myself and play the game here. Which, I mean... There we are. So, I might have a few embarrassing deaths before... Hey, I'm on to you. Before I really figure this out. Well. Yikes! Oh my goodness, that was not smart. Oh. No! I guess that's one way to solve it, the time problem. Not the best way by any stretch of imagination, but it is certainly a way. That's also pretty cheap. Man, there is like no time on this level. What the? Hey! Man. I mean, as far as these levels go, this one isn't too bad. Probably the worst thing about it is the time limit. Oh, dear. How? Maybe? Yeah, I guess this is it. I mean... Yeah, that was it. Just jump right into the baseball. Okay. Again, this level isn't too bad by the standards of the special levels. I mean, it's not easy, but it's not tubular either. I also kind of wonder if it takes a minute or two for a capture card to get warmed up, because, I mean, it seemed like I was lagging, or, you know, there was a little bit of delay between what I was doing and what was actually happening before, but now, you know, now it's not too bad. It's also possible that oh my goodness, that I just got used to it, so maybe not. I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot of recording with this capture card. For those of you aspiring to be a Let's Play player or streamer, don't cheap out on your capture card. Learn from me. The capture card that I got the first time was really cheap. I was pretty surprised to find such a cheap one on Amazon, and, you know, it was an Amazon recommended one, so what the heck? Well, turned out that that thing was a piece of trash. And, like, the resolution it was capturing was extremely low. There was probably about a second and a half delay between what was actually happening in the game and what I was seeing on the screen. And, oh, it also didn't come with any software of any kind to actually let me capture the video. I had to use some really weird, off-the-wall, video software that it had me download from a totally different company. Yeah, it was not good. There we go. So, ponied up the extra cash for this guy, and, well, I'm really happy with it so far. Ooh. Oh my goodness! Ah! No! Oh, holding Y all the time bites me right in the hind end. Oh, man. Sheesh. If you're not aware, these guys are called Sumo Brothers. I always kind of interpreted they were like from the same kind of family of enemies as the, you know, the Hammer Brothers or the Sledge Brothers, just the Sumo Brothers. And it's kind of cool. They do the same, or they do that like, you know, sumo stomp thing. Pretty neat little different enemy type. But they're horrible. Because they're one of the enemies in the game you absolutely cannot bop on top of. There's gotta be a way to get up there. Cape? Maybe this guy jumps? Why doesn't he jump? Well, that was something. It was definitely something. Alright. So, am I gonna be stuck on Funky as long as I was stuck on Tubular? Wait, this isn't even that hard. Oh my goodness. I'm never around that piranha plant for long enough to know that it breathed fire. Ah. Yeah, because it doesn't breathe fire on that first jump. Or at least if it did, I'm already gone by the time it makes any difference! Gotcha. Next. Okay. So, there we go. Okay. Uh-oh. There, got it. Okay. Do not let off the Y button. If I do, I die. There we go. Oh my goodness. Run, 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 run! No. What new horrors await? I mean, I'm farther than I have been so far. That's something. What are you up to? No! Time! The worst part is I knew that time was going to be an issue, even before I started recording, because apparently in this level you're supposed to get those green apples, which, like I said, it's been a couple days, so I decided to do a little bit of research on the game. Damage boosted! Go, 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 go! There it is! You are a super player. Weep. There we go. I beat Funky. But yeah, those green apples will actually give you bonus time. I'm not sure what the pink ones do. The red ones give you a coin each. There we are. Continue and save. Let's find out what happens. Whoa! Everything's pink now. This is the big change in the game. Apparently, apparently Dinosaur Land is usually in spring mode, but when you beat the special mode, it turns to autumn, and some things happen. Let's go back here and see the most obvious one. So, didn't change the level, but wait, what is that? I had no idea what that... That guy up there kind of tells you what it is. It looks like Mario's face, doesn't it? With a blue cap. The Koopas are trick-or-treating. They're wearing masks. So, it's autumn. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Apparently there's like a huge story thing for it if you play like Mario Advance, but I haven't, so I'm getting this secondhand, but yeah, apparently like Luigi went in a balloon and like threw out masks to all the Koopas, so... Oh my goodness, Yoshi! So, yeah, that's the most obvious difference. Besides all the colors being different now. So, here we are. We're actually back to where we were at Donut Plains 1. And before I go on, I realized that I totally forgot to show where this star road goes. Since I'm here anyway. It's Bowser. I could, theoretically, go to Bowser's Castle right now and do it. And if I beat him, I beat the game. Having beat all, I only need to beat one castle and Bowser to win the game. So, the Star Road, sort of like quick travel to Bowser's Keep, is how I did it the first time I played the game. That's how I beat this game the first time. It wasn't until a little while later that I actually went through the rest of the game. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not actually going to take this shortcut. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to go through the game normally, you might say. Go and beat the 7 castles at the very least. The sound... Oh, there we are. Got the sound back. Come on, give me the mush. There you go. I always found it weird that you can, like, eat those little beetle guys. Or that, you know, Yoshi swallows those right away. But the Koopas, he holds in his mouth for a while. It might just have something to do with, like, Yoshi gets power when he holds all but one of the Koopas in his mouth. But, it just seems like if a Koopa was too tough to swallow right away, shouldn't those beetle guys? If I remember correctly, those beetles are, like, immune to the fire flower, but Koopas are not. Yeah, whatever. So, you might have also noticed that all those Koopas that we saw on the Autumn level were, or, you know, on that first level, were changed from green to blue. So that's one of, oh my goodness, I forgot about this. All of the green Koopas in the game become blues, because those have the same effect when Yoshi spits them out as the greens. He just spits out the shell, and the shell skids along the ground, sort of like classic Mario style. But all the reds have turned into yellows, I think. So, and yellows, if memory serves, are, you spit them out and they become fireballs. But the other effect is that when you land while Yoshi has one of them in his mouth, a dust cloud pops up, or a dust cloud sort of goes out from his legs, and you can defeat enemies that way. So, yeah, I think it's all the reds became yellows and all the blues, or all the greens became blues. Alright, so here we are. This is supposed to be the first ghost house. And it just occurred to me, this is a ghost house. Can you find the exit? Hee hee hee. Don't get lost. So, this is one of the few places in the game where it's actually worse to have a cape. Because you can see that there's ghosts all up there, right? The longer you stay in here, the worse it gets. The ghosts that are transparent don't hurt you, but the ones that are solid do. So, if you've got a cape, you can accidentally fly into them if you're holding down the Y button. Because, you know, you're running through the level, and then you jump, and whoop, you go up. If you got the star, or just a normal, you know, your normal Big Mario, doesn't happen. So, I'm going to try to walk through this area. I usually don't do this, and let me tell you, it is taking a lot of self-control to keep me from pressing the Y button right now. But, oh my goodness, there goes my feather. Oh, wait, don't have a feather anymore, I can run. Okay. So, yeah, most of the Ghost House follows pretty typical rules. So, this is supposed to introduce you to the idea of ghost houses. So, you hit that, and you got a P-lock. It's like, okay. Well, you hit this, and it seems to want you to go through the blue door. It's like, okay. You hit this. Okay. It just gives you a few coins. Wait a minute, I'm back where I was. You got the 2 boos, 3 boos, 4 boos, and a door. You got 2 boos, 4 boos. Okay. So let's try a little different this time. Let's go through this door. But wait, you've already been through that door. Have I? Yes. Yes, I have. Oh, darn it! Ah! Okay, so that leads me back to the P-lock. Right? But wait, you've been through this door, you say. Have I? Ha! It's different. Oh, and you see one of the other autumn changes. Piranha plants become jack-o'-lanterns. Oh, whoops. So, those are the 2 really big changes that are going to be obvious through the entire game. The Koopas now have masks, and the piranha plants are now jack-o'-lanterns. They're all trick-or-treating as Mario. Now, there's a secret exit to that ghost house, and I'll be honest, I have no idea how to get it. I'll go back and see if I can find it, but it's one of the few things that I was totally unaware of until I started doing a bit of research on this game. Specifically for the... Oh wait, there are greens. I thought there were no greens. Whatever. My bad. Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, right. What am I doing? Why don't I just get up there the railway? There we go. Alright. But yeah, I might go back in just to see if I can do it, but pretty much everything I know about Super Mario World, I know from first-hand information. I didn't actually have to go and look it up. The only exceptions that I absolutely did was when I was going through my last playthrough, I never was able to figure out how to get to the fort in the Valley of Bowser. And I went absolutely bananas trying to figure that out. And just couldn't do it. Well, and the other thing is was this, the ghost house. And I didn't look up how to do it. All I did was I looked up that there was a way to do it. And I'll say that even for that fort in Valley of Bowser, I had the right idea. I was just in... I actually wasn't jumping high enough to get to the right place. And I discarded the idea a little too quick. The idea that I was on a little too quickly. I should have. I absolutely should have tried harder before looking it up, but oh well. And, I mean, we'll get to that when we get to it. I mean, when it comes down to it, I don't even want to use that entrance in Valley of Bowser. Or in, you know, I want to beat the fort, but I don't want to use the back entrance in Bowser's Castle. Alright, here we go. Hey, I totally lost track of time while recording this. This is probably a pretty good place for us to stop it. Next time, we're going to go ahead and continue on with the rest of this particular recording session, which will take us to the end of Donut Plains and beyond. So thank you so much for joining us, and please join us next time here on RetroTour.